Ready for another MPGomatic highway road test? This week's victim is a Mazda6 Signature. This is the top of the line model. It's got the 2.5 liter turbo engine and it is a joy to drive and behold. I've put a lot of miles on this so far this week. The official spec is 23 city, 31 highway, 26 combined, and I've gone just a wee bit over the combined numbers. Done really well, and I gotta say, I have put my foot into it on a regular basis. Now we're gonna put it out on a highway and see how well it does by just throwing it in cruise and kicking back, relaxing, taking advantage of all those safety features to stay safe on the highway and have a nice, calm, relaxing commute. Now, if you are interested in a Mazda 6 and you are actively shopping, I mean, you're actually thinking about buying one, go up here to the flyout menu or go down to the description, click on a link, go to my website, MPGomatic.com. There's a page there with a form that you can fill out. If you want to get a great price, if you want to get a local price, that's where you start. Fill that form out, hit the button, you'll get contacted by a local dealer, one or more local dealers. Don't do this unless you're actively shopping and you want those guys to pester you.
2018 marks a significant facelift for the Mazda 6 with dramatic changes to the exterior and interior, along with a brand new turbocharged power plant. There are 5 trim levels in 2018, starting with a base sport model at $21,950, running up to the top of the line Signature at $34,750. The Sport and Touring are equipped with a naturally aspirated 187 horsepower 2.5 liter Skyactiv 4. The 3 higher trim levels benefit from a marvelous turbocharged 2.5 liter Skyactiv 4 that delivers 250 horsepower and 310 pound-feet of torque when running 93 octane fuel. A 6-speed automatic is standard issue across the range, with the exception of the base model, which is offered with a 6-speed manual. The automatic is quick to shift, but man, oh man, do I wish they offered a manual with a turbo. Nevertheless, this car is a blast to drive. The suspension system delivers with tight handling and a ride that's not too tight. All trim levels, touring and above, feature the iActivSense safety suite, which includes adaptive cruise control with stop and go, lane departure warning with lane keep assist, and smart city brake support. The adaptive front headlamps with automatic high beams get the job done at night, and the 360 view monitor system covers the car with cameras, reducing stress while parking and backing up. The Insurance Institute for Highway Safety rates the Mazda 6 a top safety pick. The Signature's interior is upscale and positively scrumptious, with Napa leather upholstery complemented by Senwood and ultra suede trim. The front bucket seats are heated and ventilated. The rear seats are heated as well, and there are USB charging ports in the center armrest. Mazda's jog wheel controlled infotainment system now provides Apple CarPlay and Android Auto support. It's paired with an 11-speaker Bose audio system. The system can be controlled by touch when the car is stationary, but not while driving. From a safety standpoint, that's a very good thing. Take a look at the competition in the midsize sedan class. There's nothing quite like the Mazda 6 in its price range. If handling, performance, safety, and style at the top of your must-haves, the 6 is a must-drive. This is an entry-level luxury sports sedan at a mainstream price.
Zeroing out. Hitting the ramp at about 40. It's 39 degrees, so hopefully we won't see any ice down there. I think we're okay. Nice and smooth. Wow, oh wow, this feels great. And we're at 40 at the bottom of the ramp. And we're going to make our way up onto the highway. This run will be at 68 miles an hour with the adaptive cruise on. And we're at about 56 right now. Easing on up the ramp. Getting on over. And we're at 60 right now. The adaptive cruise is set. I'm going to wait till we get to the top of this little hill before we take it up to 68. You'll see this car behind me, this minivan. It's Gonna take to the center lane and just stomp on it. And if you're looking at the display up there, the heads-up display, hopefully that's showing up. Yes, although they just tapped the right line. Now I'm going to use the controls on the steering wheel just to take it up to 68 miles an hour. There we go, set for 68. And we're just going to kick back. Picking up a little bit of noise off the cowl. Not too bad overall, pretty quiet. Nice and smooth. And I got a feeling we're going to do pretty good. Nice wide open highway today. There is really no traffic right now. It's about 2:30 in the afternoon. It's a Tuesday in January. And we're not out here in rush hour, so that's a good thing. And without any traffic, we know that we should be able to hold that 68 miles per hour for most of the run. I'm going to get on over to the right lane because there's an SUV closing fast. Got the blind spot mirrors going on here. It's really cool. You can also see up front there. I love this heads-up display because it puts everything in front of you. It shows your lane departure. It shows your distance for the adaptive cruise. It shows how fast you're driving. It shows what your cruise control is set at, and it shows what the speed limit is. So right now it says 68 miles per hour for our speedometer. Whoa, that beamer is moving fast. 68 for where we're set, and we're rolling on a 65 mile per hour road, which is the highway speed limit in Jersey. Now, we are rolling up on some traffic. Bunch of cars just sort of scrunched together in the slow lane. And you'll see we're at 69 right now, but as we approach those cars, the adaptive cruise is going to slow us down. Right about here, we're starting to slow. 66, 65, 64. Let's get on over to the center lane. And it'll accelerate all on its own. We dropped down to 63, and now we are accelerating again. Back up to 68. And there is a DOT truck over there on the right-hand side. Helping somebody out. It's a great thing they do, a great service. Really nice, concise layout to this wheel. On the right-hand side, you've got your adaptive cruise controls. On the left-hand side, you've got your audio, your Bluetooth, and control over the center information display. The leather is nice and smooth. Just the right amount of padding for me. Real nice shape. Love this a lot. Smooth leather is really, really nice. Now the radar picks up the car we're closing in on, and it's going to slow us up a lot. .67 here. This truck is slowing down a little bit. 65, 64. People getting off. I'm going to get over into the center lane and watch it accelerate for itself. We're down to 55. That truck wants to get over. Let's get out of his way. And we're all the way in the left lane because there's a bit of congestion. 12 miles in, average of 34.7. 3/4 of a mile from the corkscrew. And we're going to take the corkscrew a little bit slower today because it's cold out. Turning the cruise off right here. And this is a coast. Gotta watch out for those nasty potholes. My foot is off. Now I'm back on. Real nice and light. I'm gonna adjust my seat up a little bit here. Just a little bit. Gotta watch over here for the merge. We look good. And there's a lot of congestion here, so we'll go through here slower than we normally would, but that's okay. About 37 up at this point. Give these folks plenty of room. Down to about 30. Average of 36.5 right now. It's going to drop as we make our way up the hill here. And it's always busy coming in here. You got to be really careful. Going to take it nice and easy through here. I'm at 50, speed limit is 55, and there's a good bit of traffic today. Nice blind spots. Nice heads up on the blind spots. We need to get into the center lane because this closes down to 2. So let's do that now. Okay, we're in. Now, once this goes down to 2 lanes, it will go back up to 65. Traffic is moving at 60 though, so we just got to roll with it. Okay, see that hill up there? When we get to the crest of that hill, I'm taking it out of cruise control. We're back up to 68 now. But when we get to the top of that hill, I'm going to take it off because we're going to get into another coast as we hit our exit ramp. Turn it off right here. Top of the ramp at 55. I'm getting on the brakes because that's a little hot. And let's see where we're at here. This is the midpoint, the turnaround point, and we are at 35.6, which significantly better than the spec, but it always goes down a bit on the way back because we're sort of going uphill. Back on the next ramp, hitting it at 30. Ooh, nice, real nice. And maybe I'll give it a bit of throttle on the way up so you can hear how beautiful this sounds. Now, I don't usually do that, but I don't usually have engines that are this marvelous, lovely note, so responsive. We're at 60 miles per hour. I'm going to set the adaptive cruise for that. Once we hit the crest of this bridge here, I'll move it on up. And look, an Amazon Prime truck. They're everywhere. There's an Amazon warehouse right around the corner. Because, hey, they're everywhere. Okay, we are at 68 again. looking good. One other nicety that I hadn't noticed before is when you decelerate and you're in adaptive cruise or radar cruise, the speedometer will put a green mark at your target point. If you drop below it, then you'll see it. If you're at it, the speedometer needle, the white needle, covers it up. But when you drop below it, hey, then you can see, ooh, I've got this much more space. Got to be really careful in here for potholes. Even at 55, I'm closing on these cars in front of us. The advantage of maintaining some speed through ramps that you know is that inertia helps you save a bit of fuel. You don't have to accelerate back up to speed again. Only do this in places where you know the road. And always with caution. Now we'll hop back onto 295 and climb this hill. I'm going to set the cruise for 60. This guy's going slow. So that was one little hill that I crested. And now we got another hill we're going up. Another place where you save a little bit. Just don't go that last 5 miles. Don't get your foot into it. And you can save a bit. Just take it easy. Whether or not you like the Eagles. And right here, I'm setting it back to 68. And hopefully we get a nice clean cruise from this point forward. We are at 35.6, which is pretty good. We didn't lose much yet. Can't remember where we were at that center point. We might be about even to that. But even so, there's a bit of an uphill run here, and I always see a bit of loss coming through. I wasn't fast enough to get all the way over to the right. I got somebody passing me on the right. We've got the blind spot mirrors there, and again up front, letting me know what's going on. It's a reminder for me to just move on over. Keep right except to pass. Doesn't everyone remember that from driver's ed? We are cruising up Route 295. We're about 34 miles into the loop. And we're averaging 35.3. Pretty steady. I'm actually taking it up to 70 here to get past this pickup truck. Okay, let's just take it up to 72. Because he's a little clueless. That was the blind spot mirror telling me there's somebody behind you. Just so you can hear what that's like. And we're going to take it back down to 68. And we are closing in on the end of our loop. A lovely Jaguar coming up on our left. I have not been in that yet. And we're into the sweepers. It's kind of clear. We'll make it through this without getting into traffic. Rolling at 68. We just passed the 40-mile mark, and we're at 34.9. So as you see, we did drop a wee bit, but not as much as I've seen in other vehicles. So there's enough torque. I think it's torque that makes all the difference when you're climbing. I could be wrong. And we're going to get on over to the right lane because We're coming up to the end of the loop. We've got 1.25 miles. And we may bump it up a little bit as we get off the highway because of the coast that we normally do. Just going to do one run today because I don't have a lot of time, unfortunately, for this. Every time I do a loop, as you can see, if it's a 40 plus mile loop, we're talking about 40 minutes, 45 minutes. So yeah, it takes time to do this. And when I have time to spare, I do multiple loops with cruise control, without cruise control, different experiments, sometimes in the summertime with air conditioning, without air conditioning. But right now, I'll tell you this, it may be, 38 degrees outside, but the AC is actually on. So I've had the seat heaters off, but the AC has been on in the climate control system. If I had turned it off, we probably could have gone a little higher. Here we are getting off the ramp. And we were kind of going slow there because of the traffic. Usually I zoom down the ramp. This is a rare occasion where I'm actually on the accelerator through this. Usually I just use the hill to eat up the extra speed. Headed up to the ramp, and the final number is 35 miles per gallon, right on the nose, over 42.5 miles.